Hi Aquarius, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing your weekly messages, your 2-week messages for the next 2 weeks. So the first oracle card you got is Yin, and it says this is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you. Ready to accept it when it appears, Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive it, the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. So you've got this card before, Aquarius, where it's basically just taking a step back, and not taking a step back in a way like, well, I'm not going to, do anything, or I'm going backwards or anything like that. Taking a step back from the action, or from actually putting in effort into something, like being go. It's kind of just, okay, let me just willingly sit here and observe and see what is coming my way and be open to what it is, basically getting poised, ready for good things to come in, and receptive. Okay, so we have the full moon in Capricorn, and it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. And this is the same card in the same place that Capricorn got. This is the same card in the same place that Sagittarius got. And I shuffle these cards like crazy between readings. So maybe you might have Sag or Capricorn in your chart, or be dealing with one of them or something like that. So it might be relevant for you to watch that video. So we have, how hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you're wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With the love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. Release control and trust the universe. A professional project may be ending now. Admit it if you've been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives, and it's time to stop fearing the worst. So definitely, if you're having any fears surrounding maybe something to do with like a career ending or a job ending and moving on to something new, like maybe you need to release those. But also if it's got to do with your personal lives, maybe there's a bit of stubbornness involved on your end that you might need to kind of just go with the flow, maybe be more yin. And then we have the grasshopper spirit, and it says take a leap of faith. So this card says, right now you are poised to jump into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have ever imagined. When grasshopper spirit appears, it is fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown, for grasshopper spirit represents the innovative spirit that says why not, and has faith in the powers. Aquarius, has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time to go with that idea, relationship, or situation. Take risks, for abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when grasshopper spirit appears. You are not going to go backwards, so listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, for spirit has so much in store for you if you only take that leap. So again, it talks about maybe some sort of fears that you have that you need to kind of let go of. And it did say as well that you're also like poised for this. So that's with that card as well. So just trust that this is a good time. Let go of any fears that you have towards what was, or any sort of change. Maybe you might be fearing change, which was also quite prominent in the Capricorn, reading. So just, understand that you have that luck. So if you want to kind of take that leap of faith, that's fine. Be open to the opportunities that are coming your way and just observe. And then when you know what you want, just go for it. And just know that if you've been in a tough, situation, especially if it's got to do with work, it's about to end. And you might be exiting a job and letting go of any sort of like stubbornness or anything. So let's see, what does the tarot have to say for Aquarius? Okay, so what are the messages? What's coming in? And what does Aquarius need to know? Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, the Sun, Leo energy, the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, the Nine of Wands, Six of Cups, Death and Rebirth, Scorpio energy, Three of Swords, and the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is all the earth sign energy, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have the World, and we have the Five of Swords. Okay, let me just have a sip of tea. So Aquarius, things at the bottom of the deck are things that either you don't see coming or things that are happening in the shadows. You're getting ready to kind of maybe ground yourself in some way. You could be practicing some sort of like meditation at this time, or yoga or something along those lines, to try and get you, grounded in the present moment and that type of thing. But also some sort of good news could be coming into you surrounding maybe someone wanting to put in effort. It could be a friendship that they're putting in effort with, or it could just be like small efforts that's coming in. Someone might be contacting you being like, oh, hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Like very little contact, but kind of just like, how are you doing, you know? The World then is the end of a cycle. So this is the end of that tough cycle that's approaching, which always, end of cycles always means that you're going into a brand new cycle. So sorry about the dog barking. So the World basically is, when there's an end of a cycle, you're going into a brand new cycle, which basically means that there's a new beginning coming here for you, a new beginning where you're going to be feeling very fulfilled and wholesome. And then we have the Five of Swords. So this could be the stubborn energy that I was talking about here, or could just talk about people who are quite selfish, like it's about having some sort of mental angst because someone's constantly like maybe trying to compete with you and like, no, I'm right, I've got this, and oh, you don't have this, and like it's very like, it's kind of childish energy in a way. And it could be with the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. It could be that someone's being childish, or maybe someone who has been this way is now kind of coming in being like, hey, how are you? Haven't spoken to you in a while, So right at the center of your reading, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is you feeling pretty guarded, like maybe you've been hurt in the past, or you have, sorry, not maybe. You definitely have been hurt in the past, and now you're basically building up a wall, feeling very guarded, protective of your energy, protective of your heart, like not wanting to kind of give too much to a situation. It could also be that maybe you are at this point where you're kind of building up your wall, but you're still kind of observing if anyone approaches that wall, We do also see with the Nine of Wands that this is a sign to persevere. So if there's something that you felt like you've got nothing left in the tank, you've got no more energy to give to the situation, persevere that a little bit longer because you're nearly there, you're nearly at completion. That could be having to do with this like end of this tough cycle. Just keep going. You're nearly at the end. And then we have the Sun. Sorry, no, actually, I'm going to read that later. So then we have the Nine of Swords here. So there's definitely something what's caused you to put your guard up in some way, or to feel like you've had a lot of hurt in the past, or feeling like you can't trust. What's caused this is basically some sort of anxiety and depression that you've been through. Like you might have been through a really rough time that like you couldn't even sleep at night type of thing. Like it was really keeping you up. Maybe you were having like bad dreams or nightmares. Just feeling like you don't see, is there a path forward here? Like you don't see how to get out of this. I feel like you are slowly getting out of it, like you're not out of it at all yet, but I do see that you're getting over it, you're working on this basically. But because of what's happened here, you've put up your walls. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So like I said, I do see you working on getting out of this. This is the hard work, the effort that you're putting into yourself right now. It could also be about actual work that you're dealing with the Eight of Pentacles, like trying to accomplish something, or just putting in effort towards your next accomplishment or your next goal. But I do just see this as you putting work into yourself after a very stressful, like depressing time, and now you're finally kind of getting through that, but you're still very guarded because of what you've been through. We have Death and Rebirth here, so this is basically about deep, like firstly an ending which has already happened, then deep transformation, like a huge change in your being, in your life, in the situation, like a change for the better, and then maybe a rebirth. But the rebirth is always in a different way, so it could be the same person coming back in a different form, or it could be a completely different person coming in because now you've learned the lessons that you need to, or it could be a job that's way better aligned with what you have than leaving this job, or maybe even you staying in this job, but now you're in a different, you've transformed yourself and your mindset, so now you basically go in with a different perspective going in. Then we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is feeling very supported, having a lot of fun, being around people right now, people who are close to you, and maybe there's some sort of event or party or something like that where you could be drinking or having fun. Like it's a very good card. You could also be just reconnecting with people right now, whether that's someone from your past or whether that's like as a romantic level, or it could just be some friends that you're reconnecting with at the moment. But feeling very supported overall. And then we have the Sun here. So this is happening what seems to be in your 3D world, which is, you know, a lot of the time has to do with career and work. It could be other areas as well, but the Sun is basically you gaining some sort of clarity, or there's just like the path is clear basically of what the next steps are, and it's making you very happy. Like you're very positive. You basically are communicating well, you're having a good time, you're full of joy and happiness. It's a very positive card. The Hierophant then in your romantic love life is that there seems to be some sort of commitment coming in here. Either you are married to someone already or in a committed relationship, or that's coming in for you very soon, because the Hierophant is someone who is, it can represent marriage, right? So maybe you'll be meeting the person that you are going to marry, or it could just be that at this time you're needing, like you're in a very spiritual connection, or there's a spiritual connection coming your way and you need to kind of connect with your own spirit or your own God or universe or whoever it is that you connect with, to get you through this time and do things in a very traditional way. Then we have the Six of Cups here. So in your thoughts, you are feeling a little bit nostalgic about the past, with very likely an ex, otherwise just like even childhood friends or people that you haven't seen for a very long time, and looking back on the memories and just being like, oh, I miss those days so much. Like you're missing someone or multiple people or that past in your life. And then we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is in one of your goals. So if this is a goal that's not related to like romance, it could just be that you're just majorly disappointed with how this turned out. But generally the Three of Swords is related to matters of the heart, and it's usually a big heartbreak that you've been going through or are going through. It's where you're feeling kind of like really hopeless and full of despair. It's a really horrible, painful energy that you're going through right now, and with whatever this goal or this desire is, and all I can say is that, you know, if there was any sort of like third party energies here, it can show that. I feel like you would know that because there's no kind of like High Priestess or Seven of Swords or something like that. Like there's nothing that's showing that it's hidden, so I do feel like you would know that if there was a third party. But we will get some clarifiers on this on you know, where do you go from here, what happens next type of thing. Let's see, I just want to have a sip of tea. Okay, so for Aquarius, what are the clarifiers? So what's the Nine of Wands? 1 second, it fell down. We have the Sun. Okay, so basically this is telling me that this positivity, this Sun, everything that I said about that is just around the corner. So keep going, keep persevering through this. Even if you're tired, even if you've got nothing left in the tank, get that inner strength, that courage, that bravery, whatever you need, that inner confidence to keep going, because you will be extremely happy once you've gotten through this bit, and you're literally on the last leg now. Like you've almost completed this. So what's the Sun? We have the Page of Cups. Okay, so there could be an offer coming your way. It could even be like an apology. And look, Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So we do have the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, and we have the Page of Pentacles, which means the one that's missing is the Page of Swords. So I feel like maybe someone could be spying on you right now, or just kind of looking up on social media, trying to communicate, but trying to also gain knowledge of where you're at before they reach out in some way. They might want to kind of start some sort of new beginning. It could be a new person altogether, or it could be someone like apologizing. But the Sun and the Page of Cups is definitely something that you need to kind of allow yourself to dream about those positive things, even if they seem completely delusional. Like, just go for it. Like, listen to what your dreams are, write them down on a piece of paper, like light a candle while you do it, and like really believe that these things, and when you're writing it down, be like, if you want love, just be like, I am loved. Like, I have someone who loves me, is devoted to me, cares for me, like all of those things, you know. That's just an example. But what I'm saying is allow yourself to believe in the impossible, because that's going to bring you some sort of happiness. And then the Page of Wands, it's like, this is a very new beginning, very exciting, lots of communication here with the Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Sun. So you will definitely be getting communication, probably from someone new. It could be someone younger than you that you're dealing with as well. It could be a lot of young people that you're dealing with, actually. So let's see, what's the Hierophant? We have the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like you are working on maybe like building a marriage with something, or building a commitment with someone. You could be, you know, you could work with this person, or it could be that you guys just really value each other. You guys want to kind of build the foundations together. We have the Nine of Pentacles here, so I do feel like you've put a lot of work into yourself to the point where like you are now very independent. Probably financially independent too, but not like rich or anything, just like, okay, you know, I don't need to worry about anything right now. And that's that yin energy as well. This is kind of like the baby empress. So the Nine of Pentacles is also just about, you know, having put in the hard work already, so being able to kind of rest on your laurels and just have a good time, let your hair down, kind of like that Three of Cups as well, like just having a bit of fun now as well. So what's the Six of Cups? Nope. So Six of Cups and the Five of Swords. Right. Okay, Tower at the bottom of the deck. So with the Six of Cups, so you're looking back at the good memories, right? But you're also looking back at some sort of people who were so selfish that you feel like maybe there's no going back. As much as you would like to, there's no going back. There could have been some sort of situation that happened unexpectedly, some conflict between you and another person that happened so unexpectedly that, like, when you look back on them, you do have fond memories of the good times, but you also remember the bad times. And someone being just super selfish and, you know, I'm right and I don't care what you think, and like that type of energy. What's the Three of Swords? Okay, yeah, someone from your past really hurt you, like really broke your heart. And basically now you're picking up the pieces, and like I said, even though you have those memories of the past, you also are looking at the past hurt and being like, well, I'm guarded now, I can't actually give to someone else. But I do feel like if you persevere and you do give in this situation, you will be extremely happy. Just keep working on yourself, keep putting in the effort towards your like healing your own pain, and working through any sort of like maybe childhood issues that you've been through or issues with your children. But it is just about like putting in effort and hard work here to be able to get over this disappointment or this heartbreak. And then what's the Three of Cups? The Fool in the reverse. Okay, so there's definitely a new beginning here, and Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there's definitely a new beginning of after a time period of like a lot of burdens, overwhelm. Maybe you've been overworking yourself in some way, and just feeling like you don't have like an equal work-life balance, or you've put too much into other people and not into yourself. But this is a time basically where it's saying like if there are any events coming up or anything like that, do kind of do your research on it. So don't just kind of like willy-nilly just jump into something. There is definitely something here that you do need to take a leap of faith towards, but this part of this specific event or with this specific friendship, it's saying do your research on it first, because it could bring you some sort of burdens in some way. But you can still rely on the support of people while you're going through this. So let's see, moving on to your love reading. This all could have been about love, but let's see specifically. So I want to see, how does Aquarius feel towards their person? We have ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, and good times. So you do have a lot of fun with this person. You see them as like someone who is very fun and passionate and like easygoing, and you know, like that type of energy. But then also you kind of like, well, that's not really commitment energy in some way. We do also have exhaustion here, so depletion, drain, and a long journey. That's kind of like that Ten of Wands that we saw, right? So I feel like you're jumping between the two of these, because here's this also the Nine of Wands is kind of like, oh, I'm exhausted, I don't have anything left in the tank, we've come so far. And I do feel like maybe it's like 1 minute you're feeling like, oh my god, like when they talk to you, you're like, oh my god, like I just want to like get this back on track, and I love them, and you know, it's so exciting, and you know, it's a lot of I feel like infatuation, and maybe you might be confusing it with love. Whereas, and then on the other end of it, it's like when you guys are in arguments and stuff, you, like this is kind of like the Six of Cups and this Five of Swords energy. It's like such opposing energies where it's like, oh, the happy memories and all the good times, and when we get along so well, and we have so much fun together. And then it's kind of like, well, when we fight, oh my god, this drains me so much, I can't do this anymore, I'm just exhausted with this. Like, it's that type of energy. So you might be in this position where you're like, when it's good, but when it's bad. Okay, so what does Aquarius's person feel for Aquarius? We have finality, farewells, leave behind, and closure. So there could have definitely been an ending between the two of you, and that's what's hurt you in some way. They are basically breaking point, limit, final straw, and overwhelmed. So I don't think that they are just walking off being like, oh yeah, no, bye Aquarius, that's that. Like, they are still hurting, they are very overwhelmed with this, but they also are what it looks like it's not gonna rekindle for them on their side anyway. And I do feel like you know that, and that's why you're upset about this, like really hurt about it. So I don't think there's something that I'm telling you here that is anything like out of the ordinary that you don't already know. It's just kind of like, it's just that like that extra little stab in the heart when you hear, oh well, they actually are done type of thing. So I'm sorry to give that message, but I have to give you what the cards say. What's the outcome? We have pride, arrogance, ego, and stubborn, which this is the Five of Swords. Could be your egos clashing. The full moon in Capricorn could be that you're being too stubborn and they're being too egotistic and like, oh well, if she wants to do this or if he wants to do this, then I'm not going to like be the one to apologize, you know, like that type of energy. So I do feel like there has been a bit of an ego clash between the two of you. And then we have beginnings, try again, new direction, and start over. So I feel like in this case, I do feel like it's you actually starting to take a new direction with someone different, because we do have like commitment here on the table. We have building something. Maybe it's the beginning stages where you have to build that foundation. So I do feel like you've started over with yourself, but now maybe meeting someone or starting to work on a relationship with someone that could actually be like very committed to you. Okay, so let's get some romance angels for you. Okay, so for Aquarius, let's see. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I do feel like that is happening because we do have, you know, the Page of Cups and the Sun's clarity and messages and stuff. What else? We have finances and career. Financial issues are affecting your love life right now. So that could be a situation that maybe people are too focused on the career. We did see the Ten of Wands where I said maybe you are overworking yourself if you've got too much on your plate or something like that. And then let's see what else. So we have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So it's kind of like that's that yin energy. Like don't go trying to kind of like chase anything or force anything in any way. Just let it happen, and whatever's meant to be will be, and you're just sitting back and being like, okay, I'm just going to observe and see what comes my way. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So it could be that this was a codependent relationship, and maybe that's something that you're working on here with the Eight of Pentacles, of trying to release that, trying to like cut that energy out of. Maybe it's a pattern that's repeated in your relationships, because the Nine of Wands is also about like repeating patterns. So maybe it's like the same situation keeps happening in your love life, and you're basically needing to kind of realize how to have a very independent relationship, which I do feel like you have gotten to the place of independence, because we did see the Nine of Pentacles that was clarifying this Three of Pentacles as well. So I feel like that's something that you're working on, and you just need to continue to work on to try and, you know, release any sort of codependency with any sort of relationship that you have. Like it's good to be able to rely on someone, but it's not good to feel like that's all you can do. Is like you just got to rely on this person, and this person is like the reason for your happiness. That's not true. You are the reason for your happiness. You create your own happiness. In every single moment you can be happy. You can choose to be happy, and no matter what the external environment is, even though it's harder if the external environment is not playing ball, but you can choose that. So let's see for Aquarius, what would the person say to them? We have, I don't react when people mention you. Okay, what else? We have, we need to let each other go, and we have, I left you before you could leave me. So they could have seen the relationship going down the drain, and they were like, okay, I need to get out of here, because either I'm gonna leave or they're gonna leave, type of thing. And then just that I don't react when people mention you. Like people could be like, oh, how's Aquarius doing? And they're just like, oh, great, no problem, you know. And then we need to let each other go. So I do see that with the fidelity there. I wish I could take back my words. So I do feel like this is someone from your past and not someone you're currently committed to. So that is what I have for you at the moment, Aquarius. Please do like the video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel grow, and I really would appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys again in the next week for your love readings, or the following week for your general messages again. Take care.